Today, we celebrate what we call World Science Day. And I was thinking, on such a day, we also have to reflect that in order to achieve all that we have achieved so far in science, think about it. We can only achieve what science has been able to offer us. For example, we're sitting in different corners of the globe. I know there are souls who are with us from Trinidad, from St. Croix, from Canada, as well, of course, from Guyana, from Bonaire, from St. Kitts, just to name a few, as well as Curacao. There are many souls who are joining us tonight. And it is because of the wonder of science that we are able to achieve that. So we have to applaud science. But I also am fully aware that in order for science to achieve what it was able to achieve, we had to applaud those scientists and all the other persons who have locked themselves into a little room somewhere and used the power of mind to create any and every aspect of science. Think about it. Every single thing that we see with our eyes has been created by someone's thought somewhere in the world. They have a thought to create what you call a hip replacement or a knee replacement or a heart transplant, you name it. Whatever they have achieved, or going to the moon, going into space, incredible, and I mean incredible achievement. And this is all because of the power of silence. The seed of achievement lies in our thinking. And most of those thinking that has brought so much benefit to the world, all the achievement of science, most of it comes when someone create a thought and pursue that thought. And today we are enjoying all the benefits. We would like to invite everyone to be aware that you should keep your mic off so we do not have interruptions, especially that we are recording the session. If everyone pays attention to that, Nandi Park, your speaker is on. Yes, now it's off, so it's good. When I thought about how thought and vibration work, some time ago, an experiment was carried out, and they put a number of women who were pregnant. This was done in China. They put a number of women who were pregnant, and they placed them in beautiful buildings. And every possible attempt was to make these women comfortable. And on the walls of the building, they had photos of happy, healthy babies. And what they discovered from the experiment, that every woman who was pregnant gave birth to happy, healthy babies. So the experiment was to prove that the state of mind of a mother can affect even an unborn child. See the power of thought. That even the baby in the womb can be instrumental to be peaceful and happy and loving. And that is because the mother who is carrying that baby in her womb is creating pure and positive thoughts. See how far-reaching and impactful thoughts are on our own self, and it impacts on everyone around us. As if that is not enough, it creates an aura around us. It spreads into the atmosphere as vibrations. So let's go step by step. I think, and thoughts are energies. So that energy of thought, first of all, impact every cell in my body. Every cell is influenced by the energy of thoughts. So not only it impacts our body, it also influences our mind, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, as well as physical. And once the body is affected, then what is the outcome? There's a belief that 85% of all illnesses, 85%, are psychosomatic. The impact of mind, psyche or psycho, and somatic, the impact of mind over matter, over the body. So nearly, can think about it, nearly 85% of all illnesses, the seed of it exists in our mind. And therefore, since our mind can influence our body in a negative way, can it not reverse that as well? If negative thoughts can impact deeply on our state, our physical state, mental state, emotional state, how about when we create positive thoughts? Is that also possible? I'm sure it is. In medical science, there are many, many experiments being carried out on patients. And what they do, they will ask patients to write a gratitude journal. And when the patients start focusing on positive thoughts, thoughts of thankfulness, thoughts of gratitude, periodically, their doctor or physician will keep checking their symptoms. And what they discover, symptoms of illnesses begins to reduce as their gratitude thoughts increases. These are experiments being carried out. I'm sure you can go online and just Google gratitude journal and how it works. And I'm sure you will see or read or watch videos of remarkable result of when someone is grateful. The tendency in human being today is to look outside and determine what's going on inside. Somehow the world has trained us to look outside for the answer. And so if the government, politicians, the leaders, our parents, heads of community, people who are in the church or temple, they have certain attitude. We feel we are victims of those attitudes and behavior. But in Raj Yoga meditation, we teach the reverse of that. And that is called, that approach or that concept that we use is called an inside out approach. And this is what I've been experimenting going into all schools in Guyana. I would have 2 hours, 2.5 hours to meet all teachers in every school I go, region after region after region. And when I walk into the school and I meet the teachers, at the beginning, they always think that someone makes them feel bad or feel hurt or feel insulted or feel disrespected. Common approach to life, the blame game. What we are not completely aware of is that blame game is an approach that victimize us. We become victims when we play the blame game. So we have two choices: to become a victim by blaming somebody for what's happening to me, or to be responsible. And a very simple example, which I want to share with you. If I have this microphone that I am speaking through, if it is cordless, and I want to give our sisters who are here in house, in person, what's your name? Tatiana? Tatiana. If I were to give Tatiana this microphone that I hold in my hand, the microphone that is here, if I were to say to Tatiana, I would like to give you this microphone. So Tatiana, do you have a choice to accept this microphone or not?
Yes.
Okay. So if you accept this microphone from me, in whose hand it will go?
Mine.
And who will be responsible for it when it goes in your hand?
Me.
Okay. And if you choose not to accept this microphone, if you choose not to accept it, is that also a choice?
Yes.
So, Tatiana, do you always have a choice?
Yes.
Whether to accept or not to accept, it is already all the time you have a choice. So, this is the first truth that we have to embrace, that we always have a choice. And with choice comes responsibility. So if Tatiana decides to accept this phone, she becomes responsible. So when we make right choices and we become responsible for those choices, that's when we earn our true freedom. Freedom comes with responsibility, and responsibility comes with choices. The three go hand in hand. So the first thing is that I own my own thoughts. So again, I'm going to ask, and Tatiana, what's your name of your friend next to you?
Megan.
What is the name? Megan?
Yeah.
Megan? So Megan has the phone now. So Megan, if I wearing this white sari, If someone comes up to me and says to me, I don't like white and I don't like sari, is that an opinion?
There's,
And is it okay to have an opinion?
it is.
Is there anything wrong about an opinion?
No.
No. So everyone has a right to their opinion. They have a choice to accept an opinion or to reject it. And now I, the one who is wearing the white sari, when does that statement, I don't like white, I don't like sari, when does that statement from somebody else becomes an insult to me? Can it become an insult? Yes? When the ego gets bruised, okay. What else? How does an opinion become an insult? So first, yes, Megan, how does it happen?
I guess only if you internalize it.
Yes. So you take the responsibility, the choice, make the choice to think. We all have a mind. And I can choose to think something this way, that that's an opinion, and I keep that opinion outside. I could also choose to interpret that opinion as an insult. And when I interpret it as an insult, and then I think that person is insulting me, only then it becomes an insult. So the question is asked, who is insulting me? Who is insulting me?
Yourself?
Right. So you have to think it's an insult. You have to accept it as an insult. Only then it becomes an insult. And when I feel someone is insulting me, I think that way. What is the feeling that follows when I think I'm being insulted?
Anger?
Anger. What else? Anything else? Tatiana? Anything else? What else do you feel? Hurt. Hurt. Two common feelings, two common emotion, hurt and anger. So who is hurting me? Yes? Who is hurting me?
You?
Yes. So this is one thing I want to help you to understand, that feeling insult is my responsibility. Feeling hurt is my responsibility. No one can insult me unless I choose to make it an insult. I have to use my mind. I have to create the thought. I have to interpret an opinion as an insult. Then only, and I have to accept it. So there's so many choices I have to make that finally makes me create the emotion that I am being insulted. And so anger, it's an emotion. It's a negative emotion. But who created that? Who created that? I use my own mind to create that emotion. So at this point, having said that, what is your responsibility? And it's start with our thought. See how important thought plays in the way we feel. Thought plays an incredible importance how we feel. And the moment I recognize I create thoughts with my own mind, and I create emotions and feelings with my own mind, and I take responsibility for both my thoughts, my feelings, and my emotions, then I become a victor. Otherwise, I remain a victim. See the importance of thoughts. And creating thoughts is one thing, but holding that thought over a given period of time create a personality. So let's look at how it goes. There's the saying, watch your thought. They are likely to become words. Watch your words. They're likely to become actions. So watch your thoughts, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become what they become? Habits. Watch your habits, they become personality. Watch your personality, it shapes your destiny. So in whose hand your destiny is in? Tatiana, whose hand? Your own hand. It's not in the hands. And I want to emphasize the importance of taking responsibility for what you are capable of, and you're capable of accepting, making right choices, and never a victim. Now there's also a saying, you can take the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. So no one can victimize you. No one can make you feel bad. No one can make you feel what you don't want to feel unless you give them permission. And I'm sure you have, right? You have had experiences where somebody is saying something negative or positive. Both options are there, negative or as well as positive. And you can turn something negative into positive. And also somebody can say something positive, but the way you're feeling and the way you're thinking is like looking at the glass half full. And when you have the attitude of looking at everything in a positive way, that's exactly what will happen. You will get positivity out of every single experience. But if you have the habit of looking at the glass half empty, the result is everything will go haywire. So one will make you dependent and one will make you independent. So you earn your freedom by making right choices, by being responsible. And now you can earn your independence. And you can do so by always keeping the glass, wearing the lens. I was giving this example the other day that if you are bitten by a dog, what will be your experience? What is the experience you're stored in your mind? You will store the experience of fear. Isn't that so? Fear? Yes? So everywhere you go, and every dog you see after that, what will be your experience? Fight or flight. You will want to chase the dog with a stick, or you will want to flight, run away from the dog. Two experience. So what should that person do? If that happens to me, what should I do? Should I try to change all the dogs? Or should I work on changing my fear for dogs? Which one will be easier? Huh? Changing all the dogs? Or changing my fear for dogs? Until I don't work from the inside out, I will always be a victim. Always be a victim. The moment I take responsibility, I will start to become a victor. And you must be noticing people know what irritates you, what gets you upset, what annoys you. And when they do that, what is happening at that time? Who is gaining power and who is losing power? Tell me. I'm talking to these young ladies who are
I'm
here.
losing the power.
Huh?
I lose the power.
I lose the power. And who's gaining power over me?
Them, my supposed attackers.
The, the other party. See how I give my power away to somebody else. So you think it's very dignified position to be in? Is it a dignified position where I am forced to dance at somebody else's tune, as locally we say? No, dancing at other people's tune. It's like I'm giving you a string, one side of the string, and I'm holding the other side. And I'm saying to you, whenever I pull the string, you must dance. Is that a dignified position to hold? Should we opt for that? No, we should not opt for being a victim, being a puppet dancing at other people's tune. We should take responsibility for what's happening with us. I hope this is making sense. I hope it is very clear. So this is on the power of your own thought. And I want to ask all of you who are in the audience, how many of you have people living in your head rent free? These girls in the room here are having a ball. They're laughing. I wonder what is so amusing. Can you help us understand why it is amusing
You're
to
so,
know?
you're so spot on tonight. It's
I'm I'm spot on tonight. What does that mean?
means you're right. I think many things live in our heads rent free.
Yes. See, a lot of time we carry thoughts of someone. You know how amazingly powerful is one's mind? And we believe two things about the mind. It is our best friend, but it can also be our worst enemy. It can make us, it can also break us. But who has the power to decide? Somebody or ourselves? Which one? Who has the power to decide whether my mind, I, the owner of my mind, can make me an enemy or a friend? Who has that power? You know, once someone asked God, according, it's a little story. Once someone asked God, tell me, God, what will I become in the future? Will I become a king or will I become a servant, a slave? And God replied, according to the little story, God said, check from early in the morning until late in the evening how many times your mind control you and how many times you are able to control your mind. So if you are able to control your mind, you're the king. And if you are slave to your mind, then obviously you become what you become? Friend or enemy? Slave. You'll become a slave. So tonight, I hope you can make some distinction what you will like to be. Do you want to be a victim or a victor? Do you want to have your mind working against you, or do you want your mind to work for you? And I can tell you, giving you two examples, what the impact of mind and our environment and our world. Let's say you just got news that you have passed your exams. You just got a phone call, you have made it. You've gotten your degree and you're happy. But you also have to attend a funeral. So you are in happy mood, happy thoughts, but you enter the environment where a funeral is taking place. What is the atmosphere there? Sad or happy? Sad. And what happened to your mood when you are in that atmosphere? Does it change? Does it change? Or does it go through some changes because of the energy in that atmosphere? So you started to feel sad based on the energy in the atmosphere. And let's reverse that situation. You're sad, you didn't pass your exam, you just got news, you hadn't made it, but you have to go to your friend's birthday party and you can't escape it. You have to go. And you get there and your favorite music is being played, favorite friends are there, and imagine some nice, tasty, your favorite dishes are there. So what happens then? It has the power to make you happy. The influence of the environment, the vibrations in the environment can change your mood swing. Of course, if you have low frequency thoughts, you can come under the influence of positive or negative energy from the outside. But if you have high positive, high frequency thoughts, it is likely that you can be in either atmosphere, sad or happy one, and you can still hold your ground. You can still stay stable without coming under the influence. If you go to visit somebody and they are in pain, they're in the hospital and they are in pain, and they are feeling under the weather, as we normally say, and you go with bright color dress, and you go with a bunch of fresh flowers, and you put on your best smile, you are happy to be visiting your friend or relative, and you enter that room with that high energy frequency. What happened to the pain that the other party is experiencing? What happened? What tend to happen? They come under your high frequency energy. And their pain is now in the background, and they're conscious of that energy that seeps out of you. And when you leave, and they stay in that energy for a period of time, but eventually what happens? What happened? As you fade away in the background, the pain start emerging all over again. See how influence from outside, yes, can influence us in a positive way. But also tonight we learn also in a negative way. Now, who is responsible for my thoughts? I am. Who's responsible for my feelings and emotion? I am. And who's responsible for the state of my mind and my body and my emotion? I am. Everything I am responsible. And if I am aware the impact I have, my thoughts have on my own well-being, and that's a starting point. Change what is possible. And change begins with me, and change begins with with from inside. I remember when Nelson Mandela was leaving the prison, his home, small space, after being there for 28 years. And as he was preparing to leave that prison, he told himself that if I leave this prison, taking with me thoughts of revenge, thoughts of anger, thoughts of sorrow, I will leave the prison, but I will still be a prisoner. So what did he do? He had to make a choice to leave bad experience behind. You cannot carry over forward things of the past. We all have little closet, cupboard, safe, or whatever we call it. We have these little spaces where we keep documents, important records. But what we do when we keep these records, periodically, we may likely need to go and open that space and retrieve some records. So going back into our past and remembering things that had happened, important event in my life, is important. But we don't live in our closet. So we don't live in our past. We visit the past. We retrieve the experience we learned from the past, and we carry it in the future so that once bitten, twice shy. We don't make that same mistake all over again. Is that making sense? Is that making sense? Learn from your past. Learn from your past, but don't live in your past. 1 second. Can you off that? Thank you. Thank you. All right. Learn from the past. Always, everything in our life is meaningful. I never see, in my life, I never consider something in the past as a bad experience. I don't keep it. I don't record it. I don't label it a bad experience. I label it a challenge which provide me with an opportunity to grow. So we have two ways to look at situation. We can see it as a stepping stone to get us from point A to another level, like how in the education system, they always give students periodically midterm, end of term, annual exams. And the reason why these exams are placed periodically is to see how much you are growing, how much you are evolving, how close you are to achieving your objective. So life often provide examination test paper, not problems, not problem. They provide test paper, they provide opportunity, they provide challenges to get us out of our comfort zone, to think outside the box. And if we can think outside of the box, it is a sign that we are growing, we are evolving. So life only intended for us to grow. Yes, right? What you think? Life is there for us to grow?
Yes.
Or is it a setback?
No, for us to move forward.
It's not a setback. So never wear the glass. No, look at the situation with the glass half, seeing the situation as the glass half empty. Always focus on whenever something happens, just say to yourself that now this is happening. First step first, I accept what is happening. And now I'm going to see how I can emerge the courage, the determination, the stamina, the stability, whatever is required. I will emerge that and overcome this obstacle. This is my goal. So you stay calm, you stay positive, you stay focused. But very often we don't react in that way. We get angry. And when we are angry, can we think straight? Can we make right decisions when we are angry? If we open our mouth to speak at that time, can we have control over our words? So all of this happens when we are angry. And when we're angry, the anger is the boss, and we are the slave to that emotion. There's a saying that there are many reasons to get angry, many reasons to get angry, but seldom a good one. Because what it does to me in person, and it's important to note whether I feel angry or I feel peaceful, both experience impact me as a person, the one who's creating both emotions first. There's no guarantee if I'm angry against someone, whether they will feel the impact of the anger. There's no guarantee. But there's every guarantee that if I'm angry, I will feel the brunt of that anger. So when I think I'm angry against someone, in fact, the one person, there's a guarantee that will be affected, and that one person is myself. So tonight, we are not going to play the blame game any longer. Because if we continue to play the blame game, we are victimizing our own self. We're putting an axe on our own feet. That's what it does. And we are delaying the inevitable because we have to change. We have to rise above any challenges that we are confronted. And we must be aware as we are looking at the world outside. You know, there's a saying these days, the new norm. The language we use, this is the new norm. or this is trending. You know, we pick up a lot of American what? Way of speaking. It's trending. It's the new norm. But does it fit into my lifestyle, my way of being? I have to check. Don't adopt something that will take you away from what is original. So I want to talk a little bit about what's really original. What's my true nature, my authentic self? So if I know who I am, I can begin to take control. Yes? Yes? Ready to know who I am? Now, if I were to ask you to describe how you feel when you are peaceful, do you like that feeling? Being peaceful? How would you describe that feeling when you're peaceful? Megan?
A warm feeling.
Hmm?
A warm feeling.
It's a warm feeling, yes.
A calm one.
A calm one. What else? Tiana?
Just pure stillness, bliss.
Pure stillness, bliss.
Yeah.
Are you relaxed at that time? Are you
Relaxed, yeah.
comfortable? Are you at ease? Can you stay in that state for a long period of time?
Oh, it depends.
Yeah. But we already say you can't depend on outside. I thought I'm making it clear. Come on. Am I talking a different language? From today onwards, who owns your emotions? Huh? Are you sure? Yes. So can you decide what you want to feel like tomorrow? Yeah. Can you decide from today how you want to feel tomorrow? Yeah. It's what energy, you know, there's a saying, what goes around? Every action, as you sow, as you make your bed, like attracts like. You'll attract towards you people, circumstances, situation, resources, money, anything you want by the energy you're sending out. So decide today what energy you want to send out. Yes? You can take that decision now? Huh? All right. Right. So you're sending out the energy that you want to return back to you. It has to come from you, right? It doesn't say what comes around goes around. It says what goes around comes around. So decide what you're sending out, because be mindful, whatever you're sending out, it comes right back to you. So if you are attracting the wrong people, don't blame the people. Who you have to blame? If you are wanting peace and you are experiencing from the world anger or whatever you're experiencing, know where it's coming from. Be mindful. Be mindful of the energy you are. You're recording it. Be mindful of the energy you're sending out, because it bounces right back to you. Whatever you're sending out. So decide today, how would you want your day to be tomorrow? I see we have Lerna Simmons, and she is from a little island called Saba. So I see so many of our friends, Violet from Curacao. Yes. So we have some souls from Belize. And they are 2 hours behind us, but yet they are with us today. They're 2 hours ahead of us, behind us. So it's a working time for them, but we are grateful that they have been able to join us. So decide in the morning, start your day, spend few minutes investing on the energy you are going to transmit, because the outcome it will come right back to you. So what energy you want to come back to you tomorrow? And if you know what energy you want, then invest. No, I have been spending over 40 years. In fact, come January, I'll be completing 42 years with the Brahma Kumaris. And in these 42 years, I have spent that time serving anyone, even if there's no one to serve. With my thoughts, I can heal nature. I can send thought out into the atmosphere. And if someone happens to be in that atmosphere, it is likely they can be influenced by those positive thoughts I'm sending out. And if no one is in the atmosphere, I can still help to heal matter, to empower the 5 elements. So at all times, when I'm engaged in thinking, I have to remember that my thoughts can heal, my thoughts can hurt. Choose what you want to use your thoughts to do. And in those 40 years plus, I found in serving, I'm never, ever out of any resources, financially or otherwise. Never. In fact, the more I serve, the more I spend my time and my thoughts. 2 most important treasures we have: time and thoughts. Spending time and spending thoughts in serving, I get multifold return of all the resources I need. Multifold, never needing anything in my life. And why that works for me? And do you think it's something that only will work for me? Or do you think it's something that will work for all of you as well? And the secret in serving is that you're actually not serving, you're investing for your tomorrow. So what will happen tomorrow? I will always have, because what goes around comes around. So am I serving or am I investing for my tomorrow? And when you look at all the resources that you need and you're getting those whatever resources, if you're getting all those resources that you need, are you more grateful for having all the resources, or are you only thinking about the sacrifices you made? Which one? Put both on two sides of the coin, what you're giving out and what you're receiving. You can't compare the two. So contentment, happiness, satisfaction, peace, love. These are actually our authentic qualities. It is the qualities of I, the soul. And most of you, I think, are familiar with this beautiful saying, we are made in God's image and likeness. Is that how we are made? So what are God's likeness? It's peace, it's love, it's purity, it's truth, it's power. This is who I am as a child of God. And who is not a child of God? Everyone. Everyone you see, they're all children of God. They're all my brother and sisters. And what is their original quality? Peace. And that is why we feel out of everything in this world, if we have everything material and we don't have peace, what is the value of everything? If we have everything and we don't have contentment, and contentment is the mother of all virtues, and contentment is a state of mind. Peace is our inherent quality. We were born with peace. We are not seekers of peace. And peace, the peace that I, the soul, is looking for, that peace cannot be found outside. The peace outside is momentary. It's temporary. It's limited. I recall when I used to live in St. Martin and also Aruba and also Curacao. I spent a few years in many of these places I mentioned. And what I find, for example, in St. Martin, I would go for a walk on the beach in the morning. We have something called the boardwalk, which is right by the beach. So after morning meditation and classes, I will go for a walk. And what I found, people who have come to St. Martin, and they have paid enormous amount of money from Europe or Miami or New York to come to St. Martin. Lots of money. Then they have to pay a lot of money to rent an ocean view room. And when I pass in the morning, all those ocean view rooms are closed and they are in air-conditioned room. They are in the air-conditioned room, but they are sleeping and I'm enjoying the fresh air. And then the local people in these places, Aruba, Curacao, and St. Martin, etc., and Saba, they will fly to Miami and fly to Holland and fly abroad for vacation. So the question is, why do people from Europe fly to St. Martin to have a vacation? And why do people in St. Martin fly to Europe for same thing, a vacation? Because everyone wants some newness. And they're paying so much money to experience a week of newness. Couple hours, couple day of newness. But instead, if we can create new and positive and powerful thoughts every day and generate those thoughts, we can be at home and enjoy newness without spending a single coin and without spending a single minute wasting to fly from point A to point B. Everything, you cannot imagine what exists inside of us, if we can fly into ourselves and get in touch with that oasis of positivity, oasis of love, oasis of contentment that lies untapped inside. And what it does when we get in touch with our real self, it replenish our energy. It rejuvenate our energy. And we feel re-energized. We feel refreshed without spending money to fly to Europe. Deal? Deal? Make sense? Don't have to fly. You save the whole year, they save money only to come for a week in St. Martin or Aruba. And then they go back into the same environment, work environment, home environment, with the same negative energy. So eventually our refreshment fizzles out and we come back to a state of needing, wanting, looking outside again for another chance to go for another distraction, because that's what it is, temporary distraction. So look inside, and the first thing first, I am a soul, a spiritual being, an eternal, immortal, imperishable being. That's who I am. Imperishable, immortal, eternal, indestructible. I exist forever. And I am not ready to embrace anything that is limited or temporary. I don't want peace and contentment and happiness for a day, a week, a year. I want it for the here and hereafter. What I want it for? The here and the hereafter. The soul will never be contented with anything temporary. So let's begin understanding that who am I? I'm eternal. I'm destructible, indestructible. I'll be here forever. So let me begin to find that source of peace and contentment that will last forever. And that can only be accessible if I go inside myself. And then I have to connect. I have to connect with that source that is also eternal. Why is it that people love God so much? Why they remember God so much? They love God so much. They look up to God so much. They call out to God so much. They invoke God so much. They praise God so much. They worship God so much. They write poems and hymns and songs. They say the two things that people run out of material to talk about is love and God. You can't ever stop describing God, and you can't ever stop describing love. And that's why in conclusion, they say, God is love, God is love, and love is God. And so we all love God because the experience we all have of God, that He offers unconditional love. What He offers? Unconditional love. He doesn't seize our weakness, and based on our weakness, He distributes His love. His love is given to everyone, regardless. Sometimes I challenge people, and I mean it. I challenge them. Because when I am in schools, I meet all sorts of people. People from Christian background, Muslim background, Hindu background, non-believers, all sorts of individuals. So sometimes I ask them, if God were to come down here, do you think he's going to say, I want only women to come with me, all the men should stay behind? Or do you think God will come and say, I want dark-skinned people, I don't want fair-skinned people? Do you think God will say, I want people with status and wealth, and I can't handle or stand poor people? Which God are we talking about? The God who loves unconditionally, or a God that we conjure up in our mind that is very limited? So in essence, God does not see our body. Our connection with God is that God is the supreme amongst all beings, and I am the child of that supreme being. Yes? Makes sense? We are all children of that supreme being. All of us. None of us, absolutely no one, is the grandchild of God. Huh? Or yes? Does God have grandchildren? Does he have auntie, uncle, brother-in-law, sister-in-law? No. In his eyes, all are children. And which eyes he used to see us? Not the physical eyes. Because our physical eyes only can identify the body, which is quite limited. The eyes God used to see is the third eye. And so he looks at all of us with the vision of oneness of all our my loving children. He doesn't see children who are mischievous, who have weakness. He sees them all with the same vision of love. And today, what kind of love? Unconditional love. So how are we to look at ourselves, and how are we to look at other people? Should we look at them based on their status, their nationality, their gender, their age? None of those. Because if you look through your physical eyes, you will see differences. But if you look with your third eye, the eye of the soul, you will see equality and brotherhood. And if you are looking and seeing with the vision of equality and brotherhood, how would people look at you? They will also reciprocate. They will look at you in the same way you look at them. So if you want people to look at you and see you equal to themselves, then you have to send that energy of brotherhood and equality out, and it will bounce right back to you. Sandra is having that age, but her enthusiasm is like, sometimes I wonder, is she 80 or is she 40 or something? Because she has the enthusiasm of a child, but she has the wisdom of one who is spending 80 years on this earth. And Sandra is from Guyana. So Sandra, on behalf of all of you, all of us here, I want to share blessings from all of us to you. Incredible age to achieve, And Sister Ahilia also, we give her many, many titles. We call her Nani. We call her Sister Ahilia. She's celebrating this month also 83 years. So add up the years of everybody on Zoom today.
Thank you so much, Sister Devki, for your great wishes. And I would like to thank everyone on our Zoom tonight for joining with you to extend good wishes to me. And I would like to vibrate this blessing to each one of you, that you may enjoy Baba's love, unconditional love, and we will all do our best to carry out his wishes. Om Shanti. Love and blessings to everyone.
Sandra. The same goes to you. We all are sending our heartfelt love and peace. Okay, anybody else wants to make a comment? You're welcome to do that. Ask a question. Saying, I'm in charge of me, my thoughts, my feelings, and my emotion. Super, super, Tatiana. Thank you for sharing that. You set your day at work, you also have to set your mind, whatever you want. You have to, we all have to start at some point. I often hear people say, the world is so negative and I want to be peaceful, but I'm surrounded at work or at home with negative energy. How do I do that? How do I stay positive? And so I want to take this session to another level. Yeah, somebody saying something. Whatever I give is given to myself. Super. You're not giving to anybody. Don't ever feel you're giving to anybody. You're in fact investing. So when you smile, what you're doing? You're investing. You're investing. Someone will smile right back to you. And not just one, you will attract many, many people who are ready to smile back at you. It starts with you. Now we are going through a period. I don't know how many of you are aware. We're going through a period on this earth. It seems like everything is going wrong. It seems that we are having all the bad things are happening, more injustice, more atrocity, more wars. All of that is happening, no question about it. These things have a purpose. So now you're going to wonder, how can negativity have a purpose? Is there any benefit in war or atrocity or discrimination or injustice? Is there a benefit? In fact, we all say, and there's a very beautiful mantra, a verse that is being shared in some religious community, and that is from darkness to light, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. I'm going to pause with these two statements, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. So first of all, nothing, absolutely nothing that is happening has happened, will happen. Nothing lasts forever. And there is a beautiful saying, this too shall pass.
Will pass.
Yes, yes. This too shall pass. And who is going to make it pass? Who is going to make darkness become light? In whose hand it is in? Where will it start from? So we're going through this dark period. And this dark period has a message. It says, the dawn is about to come. Why there is darkness? No, the peak of darkness is midnight. That's the peak of darkness. But midnight never lasts forever. The most amazing things happen after midnight. Isn't that so? So we have to go through that midnight to access dawn. And dawn has to give way to daylight. And daylight has to give way to twilight, evening time. So we're going through a cycle. And what's so important about knowing the cycle is that we all, no matter who we are and where we all love peace and we love happiness and we love love. Why do we have an experience of love, peace, and happiness? How do we know about love, peace, and happiness? It's not because someone has told us, spoken to us on the subject. We can recognize love when we see it. We can recognize, resonate with love, peace, and happiness. Why we can resonate with that? Because sometime in our past, we were in the state of love, peace, and happiness, and truth. Yes or no? Yes? We have that recorded in our subconscious mind. We know love exists. We know love is something powerful. And that's why we seek love. But what we don't remember, that I am love. I'm not a seeker of love. Love exists inside the soul. And that is why when we see love displayed, when we see love being expressed or displayed, we recognize it. Say, that is love. When we see peace and peace being expressed or displayed, we said that is peace. We identify with peace, love, and happiness because it's part of our innate quality. It's there. So we are born to love, not to hate. We are born to be peace. Peace already is inside. And so when we are confronted with any form of peacelessness, we just have to remember, I am peace. I am going to share peace, and peace will come right back to me. I am love. I'm spreading the vibrations of love, and love will bounce right back to me. I have to think along that line. And so what happened in darkness? I have to say to myself, this too shall pass. That in darkness, I get the thirst to be in the light. It awakens that deep conviction in me that I am going to strive to come out of darkness. So this darkness is temporary. And this darkness is giving me a chance. What is giving me a chance? is giving me a chance to, to strive for light. Who is going to change this world if not humanity? It's not the plants and the animals and the five elements that will do the work. It is human beings who have to bring the change. And if I wait for change to happen, it will never happen. So I have to bring change, make it happen. I have to be the chancellor of change. And if I don't be the chancellor of change, I will elongate. Yes. So if I want peace and I don't invest peaceful thoughts in the environment, I will be delayed in receiving or experiencing peace. I will delay the inevitable. It will happen without me, but I will be delaying the inevitable. So what I have to do? I have to start investing in the atmosphere thoughts of peace. I have to contribute to bringing the change I want to happen. I have to speed up to bring peace back into the world. So we were in light. We are enlightened beings, and we are going through a period of external darkness, but do not let the darkness outside enter you and diminish or what you call extinguish the light inside of you. Keep the light of the soul always ignited by remembering who you are, an enlightened soul, and to whom you belong to. You belong to the one who is an ocean of peace, an ocean of enlightenment, an ocean of love. So always remember who you are and to whom you belong to. Can you read the comments so we are aware?
Oh. Some sister says, I am grateful for such a beautiful conversation. There is so much to release in order to learn. I feel thankful. Indra Salik from Suriname, she said, Om Shanti, Sister Devki, and all beautiful souls, thank you so much for the clear explanation of thoughts, love and blessing from the Indra Suriname.
Best that you keep patience in this period of time. Patience is relevant. Patience is a must. Patience is important. Patience and tolerance. It's going to make you strong, and you will be able to overcome any external scenario by holding on to your tolerance and patience. Have the faith. And what faith you should have? Faith, there are 4 faith we all should have. 1, faith in ourselves. And what is the faith we have to have in ourselves? That victory is my birthright. What's the faith? What's the faith? No matter what, victory is my birthright. I am born to be victorious. Faith in the self. Faith in the world. No matter what the situation is going on in the world, yes. And when we look at others, and no matter who is doing what, everyone is here and they're playing a role. and they're meant to play that role. See, the boat of truth will rock, but it will never sink. No matter what roles people are playing, no matter what atrocity people are going on with, know that they're just playing a role. And in a drama, we have different players. We have different players, and all make up the drama. Just like the cycle of day and night, half of the time there is daylight. But daylight has to go, and darkness has to come. Birth has to happen, death has to happen. Child once a man, twice a child. Everything goes through both. So it's a world of duality. I will only value water when there is absence of water. I will only value light when there is absence of light. So darkness helps me to appreciate light. Absence of water help me to understand its value. Daylight brings its own benefit. And I appreciate that period of daylight because when darkness comes, I know it will be the absence of light. So one thing make me appreciate the other. So when we see injustice or darkness or wars, we are given the golden opportunity to be ourselves. And what is our role? To invest. So when there's war, I'm giving the opportunity to invest my peace. When there is discrimination, I'm given the opportunity to practice equality. Every adversity provides me with an opportunity to practice, to grow, to evolve, to mature, and to achieve my goal in this life. So every scene is important. If you have all the time daylight, at some point you will want to sleep. You will want the night to come so that you could get proper sleep. Because the sleep in the night cannot be compared with the sleep in the day. Isn't that so? Yes or no? So no matter how much money you want to make in your business and you want the day to stay longer, at some point your body will collapse and say, no, no, no. Even the car and the engine of the car need to rest. And the engine of the body need to rest. So both experience are necessary. And both experience provide different incentive. So have hope when there's a scene of hopelessness. Have faith when we look at the scene outside and we doubt things that things are going to get better. That's when the time. Very often in these sessions that I conduct in school, people raise the question, how do you deal with injustice? Should we get angry when we see injustice? There are two things here. Injustice is already wrong. And me getting angry, seeing injustice, two wrongs can't make a right. Yes or no? Yes? Injustice is wrong. And anger is also wrong. tit for tat does not bring change. An eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. So I have to do differently. So if there is injustice and somebody somewhere in the world, not related to me necessarily, but somebody somewhere in the world is experiencing some form of injustice, what are they asking the universe at that time? They're asking the universe for some form of help. They're going through war zone, they're having fear, and they're asking, oh God, oh universe, give us something that can give us hope. So who is going to give to those souls who are experiencing injustice? They're looking at the universe and they're expecting from their fellow mankind to give them some hope. So when I keep hope, that person who is experiencing hopelessness is calling out for hope, and they are experiencing hope in a hopeless situation. They are losing faith in humanity, and we are having the faith that the world will be transting. The world will become a better world. So our faith will give them power, strength to continue. Our hope will give them hope. And more importantly, our peace will give their soul solace. Solace. So we are not helpless. And we are not looking at the situation in helplessness, but we are injecting positivity at all times so that any of our brother or sister anywhere in the world, they will be drawing, receiving. Because thought, energy, and vibration has no walls to overcome. As we can be sitting in one corner, one place, and we can send energy all the way into Ukraine or Russia or wherever, or India or Africa or Europe. We can send our thought energy to any corner of the world. There is no barriers or walls that can penetrate or not allow your thought energy to penetrate. So think about it. If you feel there is injustice, send to your brothers and sisters hope, faith, and say in your mind, this too shall pass. I have faith in humanity, that humanity will bring back the glory and perfection into this world. Faith in myself, victory is my birthright. Faith in humanity, that humanity will herald the change we want to see in the world. And faith in God, that God is unchanging. God is constant, unchanging. So his energy is always accessible. Right? So faith in God, he is always there. He will never leave us. Faith in the self, I am born to be victorious. Faith in humanity, that it is human being who will bring back the world to its original glory. And faith in the scene of the drama, that nothing lasts forever. This too shall pass. All right? So let's sit in a few minutes of meditation as we close today's session. Okay? Hmm? So I invite all of you to sit still, comfortable. That am I am a being of peace. Peace is my original nature. Peace is my natural nature. Peace is the most precious and valuable decoration. I am peace. I am Shanti. And I, the peaceful soul, belong to the one up above, who is an embodiment of peace, who is an ocean of peace, who is ever peaceful. I am peace. I am Shanti. Let me consciously, from tonight, place the garland of peace around my neck. And every day, every hour, from in the morning until evening, let me check regularly that I am carrying a tangible awareness of who I am. And that is peace. Keep the garland of peace constantly around your neck. Good night, and thank you all for being in our company. We say Om Shanti. Om,
Om Sh-
means Om means I am,
Om Shanti.
and Shanti means peace.
Om
Thank you.
Shanti. Om Shanti and good evening, everyone, once again. As we bring this beautiful evening to a close, our heartfelt thanks go to Sister Devki for sharing such inspiring wisdom and gentle reminders on the power of our thoughts and vibrations. Your words have truly touched our hearts and uplift our spirits. A warm thank you as well to everyone who joined us both in person and online. Your presence, attention, and peaceful energy made this session even more meaningful. Don't forget to join us every Monday for Monday Insight session. Thank you once again, and may each of you leave tonight feeling calm, inspired, and filled with peace. Thank you, thank you, thank you.